Hi friends, welcome to my channel. This is your first time visiting. I am so happy you found me. My name is Tina. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I live in beautiful Nova Scotia, Canada. And to all of my friends returning, welcome back. I'm so happy you guys are all here. And I'm excited about today's card. I am resurrecting yet another oldie but a goodie technique that many of us who have been stamping for a long time, I'm sure, have forgotten about. But I also know there are many of you who have never seen these techniques that have been around for a long time. This technique uses hair gel, just regular hair gel that I got from the dollar store, to create a really cool water background for your ocean scenes, your beach scenes. So I have done a video on this exact technique about 4 years ago. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description below, but it's going to be a fast video because I am about to head out the door. I am flying home to Comox to spend time with my dad, celebrate his 75th birthday at the end of the week, and I wanted to get this video up for you guys before I go away. I won't be back until the end of the first week of February. So it's going to be a quickie, but it's going to be a goodie. So without further ado, let's start stamping. Here is the card that I showed in my last video that I made for my dad. Can you see all the bubbles in there? It's really, really cool. It's such a wow, and it's really, really easy to make. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull in a clear envelope from Stampin' Up! Now, I also have used envelopes from the dollar store that just, you press sealed, but today I'm using this. And I'm pulling in some dippity-doo. This is the exact same gel that I used in my video 4 years ago. I don't use hair gel, so this has only been used for cards. So you can see I've made a few cards with it over the years. So I'm just going to squeeze some in. You don't need a lot. I'm going to say that's a generous tablespoon right there. And you can use clear gel. It certainly doesn't have to be blue like mine is. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Scotch tape, because you really want to make sure that this does not leak. That is not the effect we're going for. So I'm just putting some tape across and just really making sure it is sealed up good and tight. And this will be hidden. You can also trim down your bag and then just seal it with the tape. And I probably should have trimmed that a little bit, but I'm going to probably just end up folding it over. Let's just go ahead and do that. So I have my water in there, right, with the fun little bubbles. There's so many variations on how you can use these cards. You can get some sand and mini seashells and either put them behind your card if you're making like a window card. You could put sand behind it. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot. I'll probably do that later. But today, if I want to get this video done for you guys, I gotta move quick. So let's grab a card base. All right, I have gone ahead and I have cut a piece of basic white cardstock to measure 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5 1/2. And I've cut a piece of balmy blue to measure 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to stick with this layout right here, okay? So next, I'm taking my large circle die from the Stylish Shapes, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. But actually, before I do that, let's do some stamping just like I've done on here. And let me grab my stamp set. Okay, I have actually pulled in 3 stamp sets: Beauty of the Deep, Seaside Wishes, and Ocean Friends. This is the new one that I used on my dad's card. And let me see, I've given away some of the cards that I've been making with this stamp set, but here's another one. So this is a really great stamp set. Oh, that's just a different card. Here's another one that I used with this stamp set. And then this one, which I don't think I've shown yet. I was going to do a post on that for my blog, and I haven't yet. And I actually just die cut the lobsters. Maybe I'll do that today. That'd make things really quick. And then here was another one that I made. So I am loving this stamp set and the dies and the paper. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I was thinking about doing a card using the sand dollars, because I love sand dollars, but no, we're gonna do it quick today. And I'm gonna pull in the designer's grease paper and just use my dies to cut out my my lobsters and crabs. But I do love combining the beauty of the deep with the seaside image. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna stamp it right on this, right on the front. Okay, so we'll stamp that right there. And next I'm going to use garden green. I'm going to stamp right on top. Oh, I love this. Stamping again, second generation inking without putting it back on my ink pad. And then let's see. Let's do some bubbles. And then, so those bubbles, everything I've just used so far is from the Beauty of the Deep. And now I'm pulling in the bubbles from Ocean Friends. So I'm just going to put some of those on here and there. Okay, I think that's good. Next, I am pulling in a fish from the Beauty of the Deep, this one right here, and I'm going to stamp that with what color? Let's go ahead and use let's use Petunia Pop. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it right here because that's where my opening is going to be for my gel portion. And where is my black marker? I don't know. So we're going to use dark brown, and I'm just going to go right here for the eye. It's funny how just a simple detail like that makes a huge difference. And I'm going to add some more color to that. I'm just going to pull in soft sea foam just to color this in, just like that. There. Fast. Fast, fast, fast. What am I missing, guys? What am I missing? Oh, this little stamp. I love this stamp right here. We'll keep it on this. This is this stamp right here, and it's a great filler stamp. And I'm going to use my lemon lime twist for that one. Just kind of put that willy-nilly here and there and everywhere. That's good. All right, guys, that's going to be it for my stamping. Okay, and then what's going to happen is I will be putting my gel pack right on top of that. Look. Okay, so definitely need to make that a little bit smaller. This is what happens when you rush. I'm gonna cut this off, guys, if I can find my scissors. My desk was so nice and clean, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be so nice to come back home to a nice clean desk. Yeah, not now, because as soon as I finish filming, I need to grab my suitcase and hit the highway. I'm gonna seal off the top. And then I'll do the edges. And what happens with the gel over years, because I do have a card I came across a while back that was a gel card. It could have been one of the ones I made 4 years ago. The gel actually just dried up in the cellophane. So that's what ends up happening to it, but that takes a long time for it to do that. Okay, I think it is very much sealed, and I'm just gonna literally tape it right on to my card, because I'm gonna end up cutting the front of my card base there, so it's gonna hide it in. So I'm just smushing my gel around, just smushing it. It's a very thin layer, nothing squeezing out, which is a good thing. So now I'm just gonna take my tape. You could use the tear and tape, but I am doing power stamping right now. Power stamping. And I'm not taking my laptop with me, so I'm going to attempt to edit this on my phone, which I've done for small little videos, but never for something like this. So that will give me something to do on the plane. Or at least in the airport, because I'm not going to have internet on the plane. So I'm just putting tape all around like that. Oh my goodness, this looks really great. Okay. Really cool. All right, next I'm going to stamp this, and I'm going to use Balmy Blue and do tone on tone. I'm just bringing some paper in because I don't want to get ink on this. So I'm going to quickly clean my stamps and re-stamp on the front using the same stamps and Balmy Blue ink. I decided I want to bring in the anchor from the Beauty of the Stamp set and stamp that on as well. So I'm going to stamp that there. And then bring this one in. So I was just thinking, it might look pretty cool, I think, to have some embossing, some clear embossing on here. So I'm going to bring in my Versamark. Let's get my nice clean Versamark. Here we go. And I'm going to add some shine to this. So I'm just going to stamp this at random heights. Don't want to lose all that anchor, mind you. Let's grab the clear embossing powder. What I'll probably do is re-stamp the anchor and cut it and put it on the card as an embellishment right on top. Okay, well, let's heat emboss. Okay, I've just gone ahead and stamped some more images because I love that glossy, and see how it really brings out that tone on tone. So I've stamped the images all over top, and I'm going to do some more clear embossing. And then all we have to do is put the card together, add a few embellishments, and it's done. Look how cool that turned out. I love it. And I loved just the stamped bits behind it as well, because you get that softer look, and then you get the bright, bold embossing just from the Versamark and clear powder. Okay, so next I want to stamp my anchor and emboss it because I'm going to put that on top. And I'm also going to go ahead and cut this out on my die cutting machine. I will save this, like I said earlier, for another card. Okay, here's this piece cut. And this layer would also look awesome just using an embossing folder instead of the stamping. So see, this is going to go on just like that. Look it. Oh my, my. It's so cool. So I have just a piece of scrap gray, so I'm going to stamp my anchor just using my Versamark. Fun, hey? So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out with the die. So here are a couple of sheets of the 12 by 12 Designer Series papers, and I am going to cut out a crab and a lobster. Our dies fit on these perfectly. And on this piece, I want to have the seahorse, and I think, do I want the blue one? Yeah, I want, that's what we're going to do. Look, there's a little guy right here. I can just cut him out. So there's no dies for this one. So just a little bit of fussy cutting. Maybe we'll grab, you know what, let's just do this. There. Right, so I have my die cuts and my fussy cut pieces. I'm bringing in some white and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp Hello Friend. And I'm going to take that petunia pop and just stamp it along the top, and some pumpkin pie. Stamp it along the bottom. This way I'll get the two tones. Okay, and I'm just going to trim that out. And then assemble my card. I had previously stamped on the back of this with color. I didn't like it. I didn't show that in the video. But I have just put some adhesive strips on the back. Of course, you can use dimensionals. Whatever floats your boat. And we'll bring this piece back in. I'm just going to line it right up. So all that plastic is hidden behind the card, and look at, you've got all the cool bubbles and that water, right? Is such a cool technique. Okay, so I'm going to add my embellishments next. This is just a piece of trim from my stash, so I'm going to use that. There you go. Look at the gel card. Isn't that fun? Oh my gosh. I'm really glad that I did this because I needed a thank you card. I have a different card I was taking with me, but I'm going to be taking this out to BC with me to give to my friend because I'm really, really happy with it. So on that note, I really better get something stamped on the inside. And I'm using perennial postage. I can't thank you enough. because I know exactly who this card is going to. What color do I want to use? I'm going to use my basic gray. Oh my gosh, look. Let's just stamp that. Little crooked, little crooked. Okay, that's good because I've come up with an idea. Okay, so what I did instead is I put on a balmy blue 4x5 1/4 layer, a basic white 3 3/4 by 5, and my circle that I cut out from the front. I glued that on. So, even though I can't thank you enough, that's not going to work for this. So I'm going to go back to the thanks so much, which is in the ocean, friends. Okay. And I am going to stamp and cut that out. And I think I'm gonna add the petunia pop. And basic gray. Okay. Because I want to pull some of that gray on the inside of the card. I could use a die for this, but I do not have time today. Dimensionals. I'm going to use my little fishy that I cut out that I wasn't sure if I was going to use or not. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on the center and grab this little guy and put him right there. I almost want another little something. Oh gosh, it's so hard to stop once you get going. It's so much fun. I am going to cut out, whoops, I'm going to cut out a squid. Alright, so I've cut out a squid and a small crab, just to add some more color here and there. And the crab I'm going to pop up. This is for our friend who owns our favorite pub out in Comox. And I'm also taking him some Nova Scotia goodies, including some beer that him and I love. Certain types of beer, like the ale beers. And there's a beer made in Cape Breton that is fantastic. So I'm taking some of that out for him with some coffee, along with, of course, gifts from my dad. So my suitcase is full. So as soon as I'm done, whoops, as soon as I'm done this card, I gotta go start putting that kind of stuff that's perishable, get that in my suitcase, get it loaded up in the car, and try to beat the rush hour traffic in the city. So I'm glad I got this done for you guys, though, and I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I think it looks really cute. There, now it's done. Isn't that fun? Oh, embellishments. Oh my gosh, this is one of those cards you just can't stop. But I can do this, but wait, I can do that. I'm going to use some embellishments, and I hope you guys don't mind me pulling out some of my retired stuff. But these were like pebbled stones that came out a while ago, quite some time ago, and I just think they're perfect for the card. So I'm going to go ahead and use them. I'll put one there. And I think that's good. There you guys go. I hope you have fun with this technique if you tried it home. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because it's such a cool technique for kids of all ages. There you go, my friends. 2 very different looking cards, kinda sorta, with the kissing technique that I demonstrated on my last video. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go and watch it, because that was a super cool technique. And then, of course, today, demonstrating how I made the really cool, fun gel background. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I thoroughly enjoyed making these cards. I'm glad that I took the time to do this, and now I've got to run. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell that notifies you when I upload a new video. And all of you who subscribe to my channel help me out so much, and I appreciate you more than I can say. So take care, my friends. Until next time, happy stamping.